Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. My goodness, if you were in my area at all last night, it was quite the storm. It's still a little bit of a storm out here. It was just going last night. So I hope that if you were up and down the East Coast, that you stayed nice and dry. And yeah, we're here today to just continue to affirm good stuff about us. So, anyways, let's have some fun and pull a card off the top of the deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and we are going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. And as we do that, we are continuing to completely redefine our life experience. And as we redefine our life experience, we're going to have new opportunities that come up for us, and we're going to be able to make fundamental changes in our world. So, good morning to everybody who is here today. I see John L is here. Good morning. Good morning, Jan. Good morning, Dan, Shauna. Wonderful to see all of you guys here today, as well as everybody else who is watching but not yet left a comment. Leave me a comment. Let me know you're here. I'll say good morning to you. Anyways, so let's have some fun today. Let's pull a card off the top of the deck and say that today I am pioneering. I am pioneering. I forge new paths with courage and dedication. So I am pioneering. I forge new paths with courage and dedication. Are you pioneering? You are pioneering. You forge new paths with courage and dedication. I'm going to write that in the comments. So I forge new paths with courage and dedication. Jan's beat me to it. Sean's beat me to it. Good morning, Amanda. Nice to see that you were here today. We are pioneering people. We do forge new paths, and we do it with courage, and we do it with dedication. And in the end, our whole life is an exercise in making our own way and forging our own path. I remember that when I was younger, that my parents really did try to prepare me for life. And I mean, I would have these regular conversations about, what are you going to do when you grow up? How are you going to spend your time? And what are you going to accomplish? What are the things that are important to you? And I remember that the world that they were preparing me for was the world that they had been prepared for and the world that they were currently living in, which is, of course, a really good and valuable starting point for preparing anybody for life. But in the end, we really are not able to prepare somebody else for a life that we're not going to live. And my parents are unable to prepare me for the life that I've ended up living. And the primary reason for that is because the world that I live in is a completely different world than the world that my parents lived in. I mean, who could have imagined the rise of technology? Who could have imagined the rise of the internet? Who could have even seen the fact that that the world looks the way that it does right now? And so what my parents did for me, which was incredibly valuable, was that they basically taught me how to be. They gave me a solid ethical foundation, a solid foundation of judging between right and wrong, and a desire to do right by the people around me. And so I am pioneering today. I forge new paths with courage and dedication. And ultimately, the path that we take in life is going to be new. Nobody else is living the same life that you're going to live. Nobody else is having the same dreams. Nobody else is having the same circumstances. So as we forge new paths, we have to understand that that it really does take that courage. It really does take that dedication. It takes an understanding that we are the only people who've ever been here before. Even if we're walking a well-trodden path, even if we're doing life the way that many people have ahead of us have done it, the fact is that we are still putting our own unique spin on things, and so therefore we need to make sure that we are blazing a trail that is valuable for us to be blazing. So I am pioneering today. You are pioneering as well. And we forge new paths with courage and dedication. And, I don't know if you've ever built a trail before, but when I was in Costa Rica, one of the responsibilities that I had at this rural property that I was babysitting for a while was to actually maintain the trails, to build new trails to the places I wanted them to go, and also to maintain the trails, to make sure that the trails themselves were, in decent shape so that other people could walk down them. And let me tell you, trail maintenance, trail clearing is hard work. The woods themselves, the jungle themselves, continually was growing up to make my work seem as if it wasn't even there anymore. And I mean, I remember that as I was doing this work, I had my machete and my shovel and my rope and my big old clodhopper boots. I remember as I was doing that work that I was thinking about how other people would eventually walk down this trail that I was creating, that they would be able to just easily get to the cool places that I was building a trail to. We had a waterfall that was maybe like a quarter mile off into the jungle. It doesn't seem like much until you're hacking through the jungle for a quarter mile to get there. And then trying to figure out how you're going to lay down the stones and lay down the path so that other people don't have to be doing quite so much hacking when they go there next season. So as I was forging that new path, quite literally, I was thinking about how I needed to be dedicated in order to do it because it's a lot of work. And I was also thinking about how that other people would benefit from my dedication. And so it is in life as well, as we pioneer, as we do new things, as we forge those new paths, as we figure out how to make it through the wilderness that is known as our lives. But as we do that, we are essentially forging new paths also for other people to follow behind us. And of course, they won't be able to live our lives, nor do they really want to, nor do we want them to. But they are going to be able to just see the trail that we've blazed and be able to at least kind of know where the path is and what the what the direction is to walk down. So I am pioneering today, and you are pioneering as well. And we are going to be doing new stuff today. It's a new day. It's a completely new experience. We're going to be doing new things. So let's make sure that we're forging those new paths. Let's make sure that we recognize that we are prepared to be walking them. The reason that I could forge a path through the jungle quite literally in Costa Rica and not be concerned and to be able to do it with courage is because I had prepared myself. I had brought the right tools. I had brought the right clothing, the right protective gear. Sometimes I had somebody else who was out there working with me. So, because of that, because of my preparations, that's what caused me to have the courage to do it and see it through. And what was it that made me dedicated except an understanding that the people behind me would one day follow that path? That one day people who were not as young or as fit as me would be able to actually walk that path and get to this beautiful place. I was thinking about like my grandmother at the time, and I was like, what if she came down to visit me? Would she be able to walk this path? Would she be able to get to this beautiful waterfall? So, and when the fruits of our pioneering is, these fruits are enjoyed by us as we actually blaze the trail, but also as they are also enjoyed by the people who follow us and by the people who just sort of orbit in our worlds. They too get to be the beneficiaries of the trails that we are forging. So I am pioneering today, and I forge new paths with courage and dedication. So today, this card is our reminder. It's our it's our reminder to think about what new paths are you forging? Where have you made it to that your parents didn't make it to? Where have you made it to that your friends haven't made it to? And what kind of a trail are you leaving? What kind of clues are you leaving to the success that you have experienced? And as we do forge these new paths, we also have to think about, are they going the place that we want them to go? Are we forging a new path to a place that we actually want to be? Because in my case, I was forging a path over to a beautiful waterfall. It was probably about 30 feet tall. It was in the middle of the of the jungle. And of course, I wanted to go visit it. I thought it was a really cool place, and I wanted other people to see it too. And so as we are doing our pioneering, as we are forging those new paths today, as we are dedicating ourselves to making a path where one didn't exist before, let's make sure that the thing we're making a path to is something that we actually want to return to over and over again. Because that's the whole point of a path. It gets us to a place that we're interested in returning to, that we're interested in bringing others to, and that we are interested in maintaining at an acceptable level. So, we are pioneering people, and we forge new paths with courage and dedication. All right, my friends, I thank you guys so much for being here. I see a bunch of other folks came online, so let's see here. Good morning once again to John L. and Jan. I hope that you guys are. I know John L. is swimming in South Carolina. I'll bet. I can hear the rain coming back in over here as well. Good morning, Dan from Omaha. I know you're consistently forging new paths over there, and you are just. I know that you are over there cleaning up your mom's house and getting it ready for sale, getting her ready for the next stage. Let's see. Good morning to you, Shauna. Wonderful to see you here today. Good morning, Amanda. I love that you came by also. Let's see here. Oh, Susan is going to Greece and Rome. Oh, that ought to be exciting. Good morning to you, Susan. I hope that you enjoy your time over there. It's wonderful how accessible travel is nowadays, and how used to be that I mean, it's still quite the production to go to Greece and Rome, but nowadays we can just hop in that aluminum tube and fly there. Janet says, "I'm forging the path to my own authenticity." How cool that is, and ultimately that is what we're doing as we're pioneering. We are indeed bringing bringing our authentic self into the world even more. Let's see. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Kelly. Good to see you guys here today. Let's see. Thank you for sharing it, Tony. Yeah. And Kelly says, "I am a pioneer. I forge new paths with courage and dedication." Indeed, we all are. We are all doing that today. So thank you so much for being here on the Wake Up Call. I will return tomorrow at 9 a.m. with another one of these. And tomorrow being Friday, we are going to actually go over the cards for the week. And so, yeah, I'll be very curious. So this week's cards definitely have a theme to them. And so, very excited to share them all in one sitting. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll be back for another one of these. We're going to go through all the cards for the week. But until then, this is just your daily reminder. I love you and I care about you. I think that you're amazing. I know that you are pioneering. I know that you're forging new paths in your life. And I believe that you have the courage and the dedication to see it through to the end. So keep on winning at life. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, aloha from paradise.